Welcome everybody to the first episode of the RomanR podcast. And now today we've got 3 topics we're going to go down in. 3 topics we're going to just talk about, give my opinions on. And so the first one is the SummerSlam 2026 predictions so far. And I put so far because the rest of the matches haven't been announced. Well, at least I don't think. So I'm going to give my predictions of the matches that are announced so far and who I think is going to win the matches and which matches I think might, be coming up and be announced in the future on an episode of SmackDown and Raw. So, yeah. So, obviously, we have our first topic, the SummerSlam 2026 predictions so far. Let's start with our first match. We're not going to go in order of the matches that were announced first and the match that was announced last. We're just going to go in matches in the order that I particularly want to go in. So first, let's start with Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio. Now, this match isn't particularly a downgrade for Danhausen, but it is a downgrade for Dominic Mysterio, and let me explain. Because if you check out the calendar matches that he was having last year, like the match with John Cena, AJ Styles, the micro feud that he had with Rey Mysterio, all the Judgment Day drama, and I know he's still having Judgment Day drama right now, but it isn't as big as what he was having before with like Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and being in like big stake matches, being in AAA, and I know he is still the AAA Mega Champion, but it's like Dominic Mysterio shouldn't be feuding with Danhausen. And I know JD McDonough done it at Saturday Night's main event. That was last week. But that's JD McDonough. He's perfectly fine being in that roster kind of spot, if you know what I mean, with like Danhausen and Joe Hendry and stuff like that. But, Joe Hendry isn't a Danhausen. Joe Hendry's in the same conversation as Dominic, but we're not talking about that. We're just talking about Dominic and Danhausen. And for Danhausen's sake, I prefer him being in these comedy-style matches. These matches that are, like, out of the bloom. These matches that have actual really good storylines. Because the storyline with Danhausen and Judgment Day stealing the human monies and all that. Like, every single time I'm watching Raw and SmackDown, and hell, even NXT, Danhausen was on NXT. I'm so entertained by Danhausen's character. But with Danhausen's silly streak that he's having, 15-0, I don't think he's breaking it here. But I don't think Danhausen's just going to win clean. I don't see Danhausen winning clean. But I don't mean like a winning clean type of Dominic Mysterio who like cheats. Like involvement comes, the Judgment Day comes, Joe Hendry comes. Maybe even Obafemi. Unlikely. Extremely unlikely, but maybe to cost Dominic the match. Maybe that guy from the New York Knicks might come. So in this match, I have Danhausen winning, and then after, I really, really want to say with my heart and my soul that Dominic Mysterio's gonna go to have bigger matches with like main roster champions, maybe even Penta again. Maybe even the United States Championship might go over to SmackDown with Trick Williams. And I know he's having this thing with El Grande Americano and AAA with the Mega Champion. But that's in AAA. And we're not talking about AAA. We're just talking WWE, this podcast. So for this match, I've got Danhausen. And with Danhausen's side, I think he's just going to go on this again. But I do think he's going to move away from the Judgment Day and just have silly feuds with maybe people on, maybe even Shiloh Hill, and go over to NXT for a little bit and have a little bit of a run there. But yeah, for this match, I have Danhausen, and let's move on with the next one. So next match I want to talk about is Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. This match is probably the match people are the most excited for, people have the biggest expectations for, and the match that's probably the biggest blockbuster apart from Seth and Roman. In this match, it's a Hell in a Cell, obviously, But do I see blood? If it's on the first hour of ESPN, I don't see blood. Because I don't think ESPN's going to involve blood in a Brock match or an Oba match. But I want blood to happen. And if there is blood, that will be badass. That will be awesome. That will be really fun, really entertaining, really good. And if somebody is to bleed, I think it's most likely going to be Brock. Because I don't see a character and a person like Oba Femi bleeding. Will Paul Heyman get involved in this match? Maybe he might try and get Brock Lesnar out the cage, opening the door from the outside with like the lock and that. I think this match will probably most likely steal night 1. I don't think it's going to steal night 2, because if it was to steal night 2, then it would have to be over Roman and Seth. And that match is probably going to be better than this match in terms of 1, storytelling, 2, emotions, and 3, just overall match. So, who do I have winning with this match? I have Oba Femi winning. Do I see Brock Lesnar retiring? That's the question after this in his hometown of Minnesota. Yes, I do see Brock Lesnar retiring. And I see him retiring in a way that doesn't make it look like kayfabe, which it's probably... Well, obviously it's not going to be kayfabe, but like in like the way he's probably going to do it, it probably is. But yeah, have Oba Femi winning, Brock Lesnar retiring. Maybe a sign of respect. Maybe, probably not, but maybe. Yeah. Again, Oba Femi, Brock retiring. Let's move on to the next match, which is the Ring General Gunther versus Nick Aldis. This match, I'm excited for. And I'm sliding towards saying that this is the match that I'm most excited for, but it's not. It's really not. The match that I'm the most excited for is Seth and Roman. Because 1, Roman Reigns is my favourite wrestler of all time. So that's a spoiler for the third topic. And that's also why the podcast name is literally called the RomanR podcast. Roman. And Seth, I love Seth. His agility and just moveset and in-ring ability, so good. So them two can put together a really emotional and hard drive match. Anyways, we're not talking about that match. We're talking about Nick Aldis and Gunther. This match has a really good build-up so far. It has a really good story of what's actually happening, and that also having a good job of explaining what's happening. Yeah, really fun match. It's probably going to be Gunther's 100% winning, and if Nick Aldis wins, that's bullshit. That's mega bullshit. Like, I get Nick Aldis. Sorry, there's something stuck in my fucking mouth. I get Nick Aldis used to be a wrestler back in the day, and he feuded the likes of Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles and that. But he's not winning. He's not winning. He's just not. There's no way Nick Aldis is going to beat the guy who beat AJ Styles and John Cena and Goldberg. There's just no way that's going to happen. So yeah, I 1,000,000 quadrillion% have Gunther winning. Nick Aldis, will it be a squash match? No, definitely going to give Nick Aldis some defense and offense. But I think it's going to be an alright match. And yeah. Next match we have is Chad Gable versus Pentagon Jr. I could have just called him Penta, but whatever. This match, in-ring ability, hear me out, in-ring ability, just moves. Best match of both nights. Definitely going to be best match of both nights. In-ring ability, though. Chad Gable, one of the best in-ring ability superstars. Penta, fucking fantastic. God, Penta. When Penta comes onto my television screen, I'm always just, 1, confused of how this guy does some of the moves he does. 2, amazed. amazed. So yeah, I have Chad Gable winning, and he's gonna have the big ceremony, pop celebration like he deserves in his hometown of Minnesota. Penta probably gonna feud on with Ethan Page and Rusev probably, and yeah, really really good match it's probably gonna be. I'm excited, and just gonna throw this little part out there that I do think Otis and Akira Tozawa will team up with Chad Gable to face the Vision. Maybe on the Raw after SummerSlam, maybe? I don't know, but I think that's going to happen. And yeah. Next match, Io Sky and Liv Morgan. I'm just going to keep this short and sweet because no disrespect towards any of these women, because I know that these two can probably put a fantastic match together. But we saw it at Night of Champions, and we've saw it like many times before. But it's probably still going to be an amazing match. Like, if you have chocolate cake again and again and again, like, if somebody offers you it for like a fourth time, you're probably going to say yes. Good match this is probably going to be. On you. Next match is the women's 5-way ladder match. This match, we've already got Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill, and I'm confused with this match, and I don't really understand. Like, if the winner wins the championship, does Rhea Ripley just automatically get it back? And if she does, people saying that shoving Jey Uso down her neck is an ant compared to what they're going to do with Rhea Ripley if that's the case. But anyways, so we've got Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. Who's going to be the 3 more women? 1, I have Blake Monroe. 2, maybe Candice LeRae, but I doubt because of what she's doing with Johnny Gargano and stuff like that, and CM Punk and Gunther. 3, I'm going to go Lash Legend. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Lash Legend or Paige. Them are my 3 predictions for the rest of the women in this match. Candice LeRae, unlikely. Who was it again? Blake Monroe and Paige. Who I think's going to win this match overall in the overall structure. See, I want to go with Blake Monroe. But my soul's telling me to go with Jade Cargill. Because when Rhea Ripley comes back, I think she's going to argue with Jade Cargill and that about holding a championship, and she's probably not going to give it back. And also, who wants to see Jade Cargill with another run? Technically, it's not a run. But see, I'm gonna just go with Blake Monroe because that's what I really, really want. And I really hope that Jade Cargill doesn't win. Now, the next match, I'm gonna just go with Cody and Punk. How about that? Story and build up going into the match. Dog shit. It's dog shit. What is it? Honestly, what is this story going into this? Please, somebody explain. Anybody? You know, I'm away. Yeah, nobody can explain what the story is. What is the story? Punk accidentally flapping his belt strap into Cody's face, and then Cody getting all upset, and then Punk shoving him into the face on the SummerSlam kickoff show. It's bullshit. It's not even cool. But the match, yeah, I think it does have high potential to be match of the second, maybe, probably. No, it's not. It's not. It has potential, but in my opinion, it's not going to be. Who I think is going to win? Punk. And any surprises, returns, or big things happening to this match? Maybe a Randy Orton return to Punk in the head, or Cody Rhodes once again. But yeah, I think that might be. Yeah, I think that's gonna happen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then Punk's gonna win. They're gonna have a good match, and I think, in my opinion, it could potentially turn into a street fight in the upcoming weeks and days leading up to SummerSlam. We do only have 2 SmackDown episodes left to actually build it up into a good storyline and shove this shit storyline away. But yeah, Punk's gonna win. Randy Orton's gonna return. And yeah, let's have fun. Okay, now let's move on with the 3-on-3 Fatu, Uso and Uso, Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso and Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight, Dickhead Sokoa and Royce Keys. The build up to this match, in my opinion's been fantastic. But I did hear that Fatu and the Usos are the heels in this match, which I agree with, only because Royce Keys and LA Knight aren't heels, they're faces. But with Solo Sikoa, that's the one that's getting me a bit iffy, and that's the one that's like, really? But I think they are the heels. This match could be great. It really could be great. It really could. It really has potential to be a really great match. By the way, I'm flying the next day after SummerSlam, which I'm not looking forward to because I'm living in the UK, so it's like, yeah, has potential to be great. Who do I think's gonna win? I want LA Knight's team to win, but I don't like Solo Sikoa whatsoever. He's my least favourite wrestler of all time. But I want LA Knight's team to win just because LA Knight's on there, and I'm alright with Royce Keys. Well, Royce Keys is alright. He's alright, isn't he? Hey, you. Isn't Royce Keys alright? That's what I thought. Yeah. But if you told me right now, oh, the Usos and Jacob fight, who's gonna win? I wouldn't argue with you. Next match we have is Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. By the way, that was your moment to shout freaking, just to tell you. Now, like I was saying earlier, this match is probably going to steal the entire 2 nights, night 1 and night 2, obviously. Roman and Seth, obviously, as we know, this is their last dance. This is their last moment and their last shine together to, God, I was... Shit. Hold on. Anyways, like I was saying, this is their last dance together. So this match, after that final bell rings, people are going to be crying. People are going to be like the John Cena farewell match. Really crying because the end of the Shield, well, because Dean Ambrose, yeah, the Bloodline's probably going to get involved, which I hate. Please just let it be 1-on-1. And what I'll hate even more is that if Jalen runs in and Tyrese Halliburton gets involved, I'll hate this match 1,000 times more if that happens. Yeah, it's definitely going to steal both nights, be emotional, be one of the matches that we'll talk about in upcoming years and everything. And yeah, who do I have this winning this match? Roman Reigns, my number 1, my GOAT. What's next for Seth? He might be retiring, boys. He might. He actually might. Do I see that as a possibility? Yeah. Do I think it's gonna happen? Yeah, I do. I think Seth's done after this. I really do. That's our first topic down and dusted. Let's go with our next topic, who I think will dethrone every single WWE champion on the main roster only, not NXT. But if you guys want to give your opinions on who do you think's going to dethrone the NXT champions, I'm more than happy for you to do that. I will be delighted if you done that, actually. So yeah, drop them below, and I'll just tell you who I think's going to dethrone every single main roster WWE champion right now. So, topic 2, who I think will dethrone every single WWE current champion on the main roster. So first, we've got Roman Reigns, the GOAT, as the World Heavyweight Champion. And as the making of this video, he's only had 2 defenses and won it off a banger match against CM Punk at WrestleMania 42. One defense against Jacob Fatu and another defense against Jacob Fatu. 2 amazing matches, 2 great matches that we're probably going to be talking about in the future. He has a scheduled match against Seth freaking Rollins at SummerSlam, which he's definitely going to retain. I think he's going to probably hold the championship until WrestleMania 43, where he's eventually going to drop it to Obafemi when he wins the Royal Rumble. So, yeah, I think I've already made my prediction quite clear. I think Obafemi's going to beat Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 43, Night 2, main event. Okay. So then we've got Liv Morgan's Women's World Championship, which her reign's been a disaster. But that's not her fault. That's WWE's fault of not booking her. They've not booked her in one single match as the Women's World Champion. And you guys might be thinking, oh, Luke, she's had a match at the house shows. Yeah, that doesn't count. Boys, that don't count. That does not count in the cut-off viewers. That doesn't count. I'm sorry, that just doesn't count. And then she also has a scheduled match against Io Sky. Oh, sorry guys, I'm kind of down with a bad illness right now, so if I didn't make the prediction for Liv Morgan and Io Sky, I'm really sorry. But I think Io Sky is going to beat Liv Morgan for the Women's Championship at SummerSlam, so that's that. And then for the WWE Intercontinental Champion, we've got Penta, which has been held in it for a whopping 143 days. So, guys, let's all clap it up to Penta. Come on. Penta, Penta, Penta. Well done, Penta. Well done, my boy. 143 flipping days as champion. Who do I have winning against Penta? I've got Chad freaking Gable, winning his first singles championship and his most emotional storyline, rivalry, feud, WWE Intercontinental Championship. Like, for example, if Chad Gable went over to SmackDown and faced Trick Williams for the United States Championship, the majority of us probably wouldn't be happy if he won the United States Championship because that doesn't have any feud or story. He has to win the WWE Intercontinental Championship, which I haven't winning at SummerSlam. So yeah, who do I think is going to defeat Penta for the Intercontinental Championship? Chad Gable. Second, we have on the list of champions is Sol Ruka. Now, Sol Ruka, of this making of this video, won against Becky Lynch at Clash in Italy, and then she defended it against Raquel Rodriguez on an episode of Raw, scheduled to defend it on another episode of Raw coming up. Not the one that just passed, the one coming up, because the one that just passed had no matches of women. So, who do I think will dethrone Sol Ruka? Now, if you ask me, I have Raquel Rodriguez. Because personally, having her defeat Raquel Rodriguez on an episode of Raw and then making her defeat Raquel Rodriguez again on an episode of Raw just kind of doesn't sit well with me. But if she does win on the episode of Raw, I wouldn't be upset at all. I just personally think Raquel Rodriguez will win. And as much as it doesn't sit right with me, it doesn't, like, I won't lose sleep over it, obviously. Now, for the second set of champions, because it's a tag team, we've got Braun Breaker and Austin Theory with the World Tag Team Championships. And of the making of this video again, they are currently in a rivalry and a storyline with Alpha Academy or Otis and Tozawa. They just defeated the tag team of Dragon Lee and Javon Evans on the episode Raw that just passed. Great match, by the way. Do I think Otis and Tozawa will take the championships of the division? No. I think they'll definitely have a match for the titles, but I don't think they're going to win the titles. Who do I think will win the titles? See. God, man. The tag division's dead, but I could see Rusev and Ethan Page winning the championships. I could say that. I'm just saying I could say that. That's the answer I'm going to go for. Rusev and Ethan Page. Going on with SmackDown now. We've got CM Punk as the undisputed WWE Champion. Has a fresh new match scheduled for SummerSlam against Cody Rhodes. Like I said in the other topic, it's probably going to be an amazing, great, fun match. Obviously. And I also got winning. I do think he's going to win. I really do. Who do I think is going to take it off him? Right now, I have Sami Zayn. But I don't think he's going to win, if that makes any sense, which probably doesn't. I have him beating CM Punk for the title, but at the same time, I don't have him beating CM Punk for the title. So at this moment in time, I'm going with Sami Zayn beating CM Punk for the championship, but I also don't think he's going to win. Next one, the WWE Women's Championship. So on this list, it says that Rhea Ripley was the current champion. She was, but she's not anymore because obviously she's injured. Hope you're doing well. She's not going to watch this video. Oh, but also has the interim WWE Women's Champion. Okay. Alright, that makes a lot of sense now. Yeah, okay. A lot of sense. And I did have Blake Monroe winning. I have that. I do. I really do. And it's a similar one to the last guess that I do, but I don't. And yeah, I'm going to say Blake Monroe, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jade Cargill wins at SummerSlam. Next one. Whoop that Trick Williams, let's talk about it. Right now, he's in a storyline with Baron Corbin and Carmelo Hayes. And if you ask me, and this is my personal opinion, I wouldn't be upset if Baron Corbin won the United States Championship. I don't know much about Baron Corbin because back then I didn't like Baron Corbin and I didn't care much about Baron Corbin. But now, as I've got older and as I grew up, I'm starting to fall into the category of liking Baron Corbin, kind of. Not there fully, but kind of. So, do I think Baron Corbin's going to beat him? No, I don't think Baron Corbin's going to beat him, but I do think Carmelo Hayes will beat him for the championship. Triple threat at SummerSlam? Maybe. And I think that's when Carmelo Hayes is most likely going to win the United States Championship at SummerSlam. Next one, Tiffany Stratton as the WWE Women's United States Championship champion. Oh, God. This is a disgusting one because they're not really putting any... I can't speak any tender love and care into the Women's United Championship picture scene. But I still have to guess, and I still have to make a prediction for this. God. Jacy Jane. Yeah. Actually, you know what? That's actually a solid guess. Jacy Jane. Yeah? Jacy Jane. I'm going with Jacy Jane. Tiffany stuff. She could win the women's tag titles with her tag partner as the making of this video with is Chelsea Green, because I really like that tag team right now, and I feel like if you put the women's tag championships on them two, I think they can have a great run and a lot of fun as champions. It's just my opinion though. So yeah, I have Jacy Jane beating her and Tiffany Stratton going on to win the Women's Women's Tag Team Championship, with Chelsea Green. Final tag team. Damian Priest versus R-Truth. I know this is a trickier one than Baron Corbin and I can't speak. Bron Breakker and Austin Theory. But I'm going to make it short. God. Who do we have? You know what? I'm going to go Nathan Fraser and Axiom. I am, yeah. I'm going to go with Nathan Fraser and Axiom. But at the same time, I just don't know, bro. I just honestly do. I don't know. Yeah. And then for the last ones, we have Fatal Influence. Fatal Influence is WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, and I already made a prediction for this one. I think Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton will defeat them. And for the last and final topic, we have my top 5 favorite WWE wrestlers so far. And I know it says WWE wrestlers, but it's also going to say AEW wrestlers, because I have 2 AEW wrestlers and 3 WWE wrestlers. Now let's go with number 5. Number 5, MJF. Now in podcasts, MJF likes to gaslight himself, and I know that's part of his character, so that's completely fine. But in my opinion, I think he's a great wrestler. 2, amazing on the mic. 3, plays a really, really good character. And 4, he's just great overall, spreading across AEW, just great of what he's doing. So that's mostly why I put my number 5. But at number 5, it's because the 4 on this list I just like more than him. But he's just great. He's just great. Now number 4, I'm gonna go Will Ospreay. Personally, one of the best in-ring ability wrestlers ever in professional wrestling. He's just so magnificent in the ring. So good. Good at promos, mostly because he's British and I'm British. He's amazing. Just amazing on the mic. Amazing in ring. Just an amazing wrestler. Number 3, Javon Evans. Actually, you know what? No. Cut the crap. Sami Zayn, number 3. Sami Zayn. Oh God, is he? Oh God, is he? Is he the best on the mic? No. I think there's only one more wrestler who's better than him on the freaking mic, and that is Roman freaking Reigns. But he's really good on the mic. Really good in ring, puts on a really good technical and powerhouse, and just the mix of combat styles, wrestling really, really well when he's having matches. Good at tag team, good at triple threats, fatal 4-ways, ladder matches. Elimination Chambers, everything. Really good. Number 2, the young OG, Javon Evans. Personally, this kid doesn't care about his life. He just takes whatever, like any spot or any move he gets the choice to do. He just does the most dangerous option. I swear to God he does. Really phenomenal wrestler as well. Good, high flying. Put this kid on AAA. Not in promos though. Just wrestling. And number 1, guys probably knew that this guy is the reason why this podcast is here and why this podcast is the name. It's Roman fucking Reigns. My number 1 GOAT. My GOAT of professional wrestling. My GOAT of WWE. And if any of you cheeky bastards go into the comments and try to gaslight or try to do anything wrong with Roman Reigns, fuck you. Fuck you. Anyways, I think that's enough of this podcast episode today. Subscribe, like, and I'll be back soon. Anyways, I'm El. And yeah, I'm gonna go rest. I'll see you guys later. Peace.